Bumblebee is pure atmosphere from start to finish. The music, the lyrics, Frida's delicate vocals all paint this amazing and beautiful picture. We are with her in that garden, watching Mother Nature with joy, but eventually also with melancholic sadness and sorrow of what the future may bring. Hey, so let's take a look into what makes Bumblebee such an atmospheric song. First of all, we really have to praise Frida's incredible vocal delivery on this song. For me, it is absolutely mind-blowing. Her voice is sweet and warm, with so much emotion and amazing nuances. And it does reflect her very own care for the world and our environment, which musically harkens back to her solo material from the 90s. 123 Billy Dog made a beautiful comparison in how Frida's vocals are like being drenched in warm honey. And when she sings the word clumsy in the second verse, I just can't help but think of the king has lost his crown, who is clumsy like a clown. But there is another callback in this song. The flutes are very reminiscent of Fernando, and so are the marching type drums in the second verse. And I think there is more to this. Well, Frida is the lead vocalist on both songs, that's a nice detail, but moreover, both songs really describe a picturesque scenery. In Fernando, there was something in the air that night, the stars were bright, and the backing track with these instruments complements that atmosphere. And the same goes for Bumblebee, where we have all that nature surrounding us in that garden. Now to me, Bumblebee sounds very full and rich, but there really isn't too much to it. My friend Sam mentioned how I Can Be That Woman is one of the most stripped down songs ABBA have ever done, with very sparse instrumentation. And I think the same can be said about Bumblebee. Beside the flute, we only have Benny on synthesizers, but, as so often, it is a very rich tapestry of gorgeous sounds and layers. It feels so warm, and Frida's sublime vocals on top of that are just perfect. So, is there any way to top that? Well, I'd say with harmonies. So here we have Agneta flying in on some of the lines, especially towards the end, and in unison with Frida, creating those magical moments of pure ABBA. In these regards, there is even more to that connection with I Can Be That Woman. First of all, that was the first of 2 songs in a row having Agneta on lead vocals on the B-side of Voyage. And now Bumblebee kicks off Frida's 2 songs in a row moment. But even more so, like on I Can Be That Woman, where Frida was joining in on some of the lines, now it's Agneta's turn, and I love this variation. And despite these callbacks and connections, once again, this song is not like any other. Throughout Voyage, we get an incredible variety of styles and genres, from musical epicness to Celtic folk, 70s pop perfection, boogie-woogie, country and 80s synth pop, all distinguished with the unmistakable ABBA trademark. But there is also something embedded deeply within the songs that certainly has become the most important musical route for Benny nowadays, and that is classical music. It is sprinkled throughout ABBA's 9th album with nods to Mozart in Little Things, Tchaikovsky in Ode to Freedom, and even Edward Grieg, and of course all those amazing layers of the Stockholm Concert Orchestra add to that feeling. In Bumblebee, we don't have the orchestra, but we do have that warm and pastoral atmosphere that reminded me of Beethoven's 6th Symphony Pastorale, the shepherd's music with flutes, and also The Last Rose of Summer. Adam Ross agreed how he felt that Benny and ABBA give nods to other pop, country and classical acts throughout Voyage, and he also made another great connection to Bumblebee, saying that it has shades of Enya.
Frida's voice is magnificent. Below the surface, the song deals with the issue of the impending climate crisis we are facing, which must have been appealing for Frida as the environmental activist she is. She gives it all for this song, as both ladies do. They really seem to give their very best when they sing for Björn and Benny. And in turn, Bumblebee is one of the many prime examples that prove how much Björn and Benny know exactly what to write for Agneta and Frida, and who could sing which song. For many, this is probably not the song that would stand out immediately, mostly for the lack of a chorus in the traditional sense, or a catchy hook. Bumblebee is a slow, beautiful ballad-type snapshot. Like many ABBA songs, it captures the moment, the place, the headspace of the protagonist and the atmosphere so perfectly.
But if we really want to understand the atmosphere and secret of Bumblebee, we need Björn's lyrics. He delivers yet another amazing set of words that create beautiful, picturesque scenes. Interestingly enough, the titular Bumblebee is not even mentioned in the entire first verse. So, if we wouldn't know the song's title, we would be guessing who is flying in that garden around the lilacs, who that tiny fuzzy ball really is. We already experienced Björn's empathy with the animal kingdom on I Can Be That Woman, with Tammy the dog, and now we zoom in even deeper and have an entire song about the tiniest of creatures. It reminded me of the Spanish filmmaker Luis Buñuel and his interest in entomology, the study of insects, which you can really feel throughout his films too. And unsurprisingly, it is an aspect that usually does not get the attention it deserves. Björn is able to look at the smallest creatures and things, like he does elsewhere on this album, when he appreciates a gentle touch from a partner or the giggle of children. He shows us the importance of it all, and that it is significant to have a view for little things to really understand the big picture. We take so many things for granted, but we shouldn't, just because something is smaller than we are. For them, it is their entire world, and indeed we probably would only realize when it's too late that it would be a new kind of loneliness. If we don't think about what will be gone, we feel carefree. But if we just have the slightest bit of vision and empathy, we would be feeling sad for those who'd never hear the hum of bumblebees. Once again, and fittingly to the B-side of Voyage, the song takes this serious and sad turn of events. It gets realistic. And it will be more than just the hum of bumblebees that will be gone. That's the small thing for the big picture. It's the symbolism. But I also feel that Björn's lyrics are masterful in creating a balance between two crucial things, the importance of the future, but also of the presence. While I think the environmental issue is definitely the message of the song, there seems to be another surface to these lyrics. It could also be about the importance of perception. It's about that very moment of here and now. Just sit there and watch Mother Nature unfolding, appreciate life. So I think the lyrics of Bumblebee is that perfect mixture. It is about that very moment in time, about caring for the presence and being aware of small but crucial things, at the same time as it is about having that important vision for the future as well. And now I'm curious about your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Also, some of you have noticed how everything's slowed down a bit these days. Well, trust me when I say that I'm not just sitting in my garden watching clouds. I wish I would, but I just need to shift priority to something else for a few days. I miss you, and I hope to see you again soon. Alright, until then, hey då!